Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Steve. Welcome to the Little Wood Shop. Well, kind of our midweek shout out. We had told you last week, for last weekend's blog, I think we gave you a pretty good one, how to put dimensions on your prints. How to put a dimension on your CAD program you were cutting, and then how to turn around in VCarve Pro, same would work in Aspire, alrighty, take and export it. Once you highlight the entire program and you highlight it into pink, how to export it, save it as an SVG or a scalable vector graphic, and then how to use that free open source piece of software known as Inkscape. Load that SVG in there. Don't touch it at all, just load it in, and then resave it as a PDF. Now you've got this beautiful, I can print it out, portable document format with your piece and all the dimensions on it accordingly, okay? So I hope you guys, you ladies and gentlemen, found that useful. Just trying to keep it real, or as real as I can, okay? Well, for this quick week shout out, this isn't even the blog by any means. I had told you I've got a client with a bunch of little plaques. They're doing an arts and crafts thing. Well, they needed a bracket installed in the back. Alrighty? In this case, I've got a piece of scrap MDF sitting on the table. Nothing fancy, alright? What we're going to do is we're going to basically take this key slot bracket. We're going to take all the pertinent information off of it, length, width, thickness, how big the holes are, okay, the whole nine, and we're going to take and we're going to draw this exact same slot. We're going to draw it up in CAD, show you how to, again, put some measurements to it. You can print it off, you can save it, and then you can put it in your file cabinet. We do enough brackets up here so that I go through all the motions. That way there I have them. Well, to start out with, I told you, and please don't laugh at me, I am a horrible artist, okay? But basically, for the sake of this video, and because this is MDF, please, wear a dust mask or some type of respirator. Don't breathe this stuff up. It's god-awful, alright? We're going to put some stills in. The stills will be located, let's say right about here. Okay, well, as you can see, the bracket is nothing more than a keyhole slot with a couple holes with some countersinks. It comes with the hardware. I get 3 of these to a package for less than $5. They're roughly 105 thousandths thick. We wrote that down up top, and we've put in all the according information. Normally I would just do this on a piece of paper, but for the sake of the video, and again, I told you, I am not a graphics artist by any stretch, or drawer, alright? Use a set of verniers. If you don't have a pair, you can go out, you can get a relatively, these are just a pair of 6-inch. These are some old Mitsutoyos. I like these, I like Starretts, okay? But get all your dimensions and fill them in. Now, I've already got this program, like I said, we've already got the measurements drawn up, but to give you an idea, it's just a quick schematic of what it is we're looking to program, okay? Set it up with a piece of scrap material. Like I said, I'm using MDF here. You won't see in the program, you won't see the holes for the hardware. I'm only interested in getting this thing sunken in and getting a secondary pocket, because coincidentally this is going to be a dual pocketing toolpath. You'll have one toolpath to cut out and drop the whole bracket in. The other toolpath will be for the inside of the slot where the actual screw, in this case it's like a 1.5 inch, looks like a button head machine screw. It will go in and lock in the back, and this prevents a plaque from having to step off the wall at all. Pretty simple stuff, guys, alright? You hang on, we'll be back. Oh, one last thing I can mention is that prior to programming this as well, get your maximum height, because some of these brackets are formed a little bit differently. This one actually, on the back of it, where the screw head will sit, somebody went in and either they formed it in a metal brake, or they actually did it in the punch press itself, and they basically flattened a spot out on the back side so that the screw head could physically sit flat, alright? What it does is it pushes the material up, however, and it takes our bracket from 105 thousandths, okay, up to 140 thousandths. So we want to keep that in mind, alright? You guys stay tuned. We're going to run you through how to program this, and we'll be right back. Alrighty? Well, good morning, everyone. This is Steve. Well, we told you we're going to show you how to build this dual pocketing toolpath using our key slot bracket right here you see in a PDF. All right. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my overall dimension. For the sake of the video, this is much cleaner to look at than my little doodle of me sitting on the table. Okay. So I know I need a box that's 1.8 by 660. That's the first thing I'm going to create. I'm going to go into my draw rectangle. I'll enter my dimensions. 660 by 1.8. We're going to apply it. I'm going to highlight it. I want to go to Align Selected Material, and I want to put him in the center. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to create two circles. And each one of my circles are going to be 660 thousandths. Alrighty, so let's move him into place. I'm going to also right click, copy him, right click, paste, and I'm going to drag another one down. Alrighty, you've seen me do this a bunch of times, so I'll try to go as quickly as I can to keep this segment of the video down. Alright, I'm going to go into my node editing. I'm going to come up to the top here, right click, I'm going to delete that span. I'm going to come down to the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing again. Right click, delete the span. Now I'm going to come into the circles. I'm going to take out my centers, right click, delete point, right click, delete span. I'm going to do the same thing down below here. And I'm going to also delete this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and right above my nodes, I'm going to left click just above, and then I'm going to right click. I'm going to insert a point. I'm going to come in over here. I know if I click on my arch, that green node is the end of my arch. Well, I'm going to left click just above that, and then right. Oh, I'm sorry. Hit the undo. I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Well, my green node is just above it. I'm going to left click and then right, and I'm going to insert a point. Same thing down below here. Left click below my arch node, and then right click and insert a point. I'll do the same thing over here, just below the black node. Left click and then right click, insert a point. Alright, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to delete all of these. Now, if we click on the selection mode, we can see that we only have one side lit. Okay, what you need to do, hold down your left mouse key, highlight the whole thing, and come over to your Edit Objects, Join Open Vectors, click Join. Now when you click on it, you have a solid vector. That is our outside pocket. That is now done. Now we bring the PDF back up again. I see the bottom of my slot is 360 thousandths. Well, we're going to keep that width the whole way by 780 thousandths. Okay, so we're going to build another box. Same thing again. We're going to go height, double check, 780, 360. So my height will be 0.78. My width will be 3.6. We'll apply it. We're going to close him. And again, we're going to center him as well. Alright, now we're going to go back in. We're going to make two circles. Okay, and I know that they have to be 360 thousandths. So we're going to close him out, and we're going to basically do the exact same thing that we just did. Alright? This is really to make these little pocketing tool paths for certain hardware. They take a little bit of time, but they're really not that bad. Same thing again. Now I'm just going to buzz through this one, okay? So as we can get on with this video. Now same thing again, when we go to highlight him, we've got all the work done, we click join, kapow. Now, in selection mode, we can see that we have a solid toolpath and a solid toolpath. Now, we're going to pull up our pocketing toolpath. The only thing we're going to do this with is an end mill. That's the only tool necessary, okay? We're going to go with a 1/4 inch. We're going to click OK. Pocket 1, this is our outer pocket. Now we told you with the verniers that the material was 105 thousandths. Well, there's a forming ridge that stands up, so we have to figure that in. Well, we'll say that that's 40 thousandths. So we have a total depth on this one of 145 thousandths. Okay, we calculate them out. I do this in an offset conventional. If you go with a raster, the tool just goes back and forth. On rounds and ovals, I would suggest using an offset, okay? Now, we've got this one done. We've got to cut the second one for the internal. Let's highlight him. Same thing again, end mill, offset, conventional tool path. But this one we're going to go, I at least want close to a 1/4 inch under him, so I'm going to go 350 thousandths in depth since my plaques are already 3/4 of an inch anyways. We're going to calculate him. Let's close him. Let's pull everything up. We'll look at him on a lighter piece of material. And we're going to preview all tool paths. And that essentially is that. Now, we can see the pocket that we have here. We have the depth that's cut out. Now I told you in the physical schematic here, if you would, we have a 200 thousandths hole with a 250 thousandths outer ring for the countersink, okay? Just take and pilot your holes out. That's all I do, is I use a very small drill bit just to do a starter hole. No more, no less. Really that simple. So I hope everybody enjoyed this. You got a little something out of it, and as always, if there's ever any questions, just give me a shout and we'll get to you as quickly as we can. Alright everybody, thank you for watching, and stay tuned, there's more to come. Alright everybody, well, we're back. We've got everything set up. I pulled the dust boot aside. I will be running the dust collection unit here, but we just thought we'd show you real quick. This blows out, it mills out really fast. We'll show you how to basically double check to make sure that you've got the clearance that you want for your bracket, alright? So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you hang on. Again, make sure you got a dust mask on, because MDF dust is absolutely horrifying. I'd have to say, out of most any material, this is probably the worst, alright? So don't breathe this stuff in, especially if you got little ones helping you, okay? Alright, guys, hang on, we'll start the process. Get our dual pocketing tool path done, okay? Alright everybody, thank you. Alright, hey everyone. Well, as you saw, the dual pocket ran out really quick, okay? You did see at the end of the video, though, you saw me take my little machinist square, and you saw me, I went over the top. Well, I ended up hitting. Well, this was the deal that I told you with these little key slot brackets here, alright? they ended up, when these were formed, the slot that the screw goes up in, they mashed it on the back with tooling of some type to leave a nice flat surface so that when the screw went in, and then you drop the picture down on either the nail or the screw, it had a flat surface for the back of that nail or screw head to sit flush against, okay? Well, trusty set of verniers, yeah, definitely need these. These are, they're an inexpensive bracket. This is 165 thousandths in total overall height, and this is 138 thousandths. So obviously, these aren't manufactured to any great tolerance, but that's why I ended up using my little machinist square. I popped it out, I basically dropped it another 25 thousandths, and I got it so that I can go right over the top of it. And then basically the other pocketing hole on the inside that you saw run out was the clearance for the screw with the nail on the wall to go to. So, hey, quick, easy. Hope everybody got a little something out of it. I would definitely advise getting yourself a set of verniers for your shop. You don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on a big set of 12-inch, but even a small set of 6-inch, okay? They're going to come in handy for figuring things out like this, all right? Well, I hope everybody, again, everybody got a little something. This is going to be applicable for a lot of other things, but as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing.